such a long time since I've turned on the camera. So like we have a functional kitchen. Okay, no, I should clarify, like it's functional as in we're cooking in it and we're now living downstairs, but it is nowhere near finished. The standard of living is so much higher than when we were cooking in the bedroom, but it's definitely still not what normal people would expect from a house. But hey, oh my god, it's so nice to like be making a video. I haven't made a video in such a long time. I'm now into pretty much my last 6 weeks of uni before I graduate. So yeah, as I said in my previous video, like that's where I am, that's what I'm up to, that's what is consuming my entire brain. But I actually have a free couple of hours today, and there is an absolutely gorgeous dandelion display in the front garden. Don't ask about my train of thought, but that is making me very inspired to bake. And I have not felt inspired to bake for honestly over 2 years, because in the van we couldn't. When we first moved into this house, the kitchen was so depressing that I wanted to spend as little amount of time in there as physically possible. And then we didn't have a kitchen for like 6 months. And now we have a kitchen and an oven and it's beautiful and I want to hang out in here, and I bought myself a stand mixer, and so we're gonna bake a cake. Additionally, I am gonna do some like guerrilla painting today because I have to be efficient at all times. So when the cake is in the oven, we're gonna do some painting, and I have not told Lewis about it or got his permission in the slightest. It's guerrilla painting, we're just gonna do it, and he's away today, so I'm hoping that it's gonna be a really nice surprise for him when he comes home and he's gonna like it. Okay. So I started by like digging up some of these dandelions because I have 2 recipes depending on like how the foraging went. So there was a recipe that is essentially using dandelion roots like carrot in a carrot cake. So I started by like digging up some dandelions to get some roots, but like there's nothing really usable there. They're not quite big enough. I think like you need a bigger plant to get like a thicker root. So we're going with the other recipe, which is going to be using the petals. I picked pretty much all the ones that were there. I felt kind of bad picking them because I was like, oh, but like the bees and stuff. But there are so many like unopened heads out there that like by tomorrow there's going to be a fresh selection of flowers for the insects, so I'm not super worried about it. Right, so let me collect the rest of our ingredients, put this in the compost, and then let's make a cake. I've put all of our wet and dry ingredients together in our little bowl. So let me just, and then we can just, wait. Oh yeah, that's the one. Oh god. The only problem that I have with it is that its like lowest setting is pretty extreme. And I'm a very clean chef, so like, this upsets me a lot. I'm gonna link the recipe in the description if you want to make it, if I make it look really good. Jury's out on that one yet, but I'm making a slight substitution because it calls for like lemon and elderflower liqueur, neither of which I have or can be bothered going to acquire. But what I do have is legitimate vanilla pods. I've never used proper vanilla pods before. When I tell you, wait, look at these bad boys. Look at that. Let me do the YouTuber thing. Hello? Hello? It's a freaking vanilla pod. Oh my god. It smells unbelievable. So I'm gonna put one of these in. I feel like that's almost like an upgrade from what the recipe was asking for. So, oh my god. Oh, my knife is dirty. I probably should have cleaned it, but like, look at that. That is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Apparently there's like all sorts of fun stuff that you can do with the rinds as well. You can put them into sugar and make vanilla flavored sugar. My thought is, we'll sometimes make a bunch of hot coffee and then put it into like an old milk bottle and put it in the fridge and then use it for iced coffees. So I'm thinking if I keep these and then make some like vanilla coffee, could be fun, could be fun. Right, so now it's time to actually put in our petals. So I need to just get this out of here. Oh my god, I feel like such an adult doing that move. So I feel like one of my memories from childhood is watching the Roundup adverts where the dandelion is like living in the garden and then you like spray Roundup on it and then he like dies and he's like ah, and like his root dies and everything, and like that was the advert about how good Roundup was. And I always like as a kid thought that was so sad and really felt sorry for the little dandelion. Like he's just existing, he's just living and chilling and he's just getting older, you know. Now that I'm like 27 and finishing my degree in biology, I have never felt more strongly that weeds don't exist and they literally are just flowers in places that you don't want them. Through my studies, I've got such a deep appreciation for natural processes and ecosystems, and so yeah, I've been looking into dandelions a lot recently because they're like the poster child for misunderstood plants, and apparently they have a lot of benefits for the soil. Like they bring calcium up to the top of the soil for other plants to use, and they're also like super nutritious. Apparently their leaves are more nutritious than spinach. This is my first adventure with dandelion, but I'm excited to try it out and use it in like salads and stuff in the summer. So that's my thoughts on that. Okay, get the oven preheating. Here we go. So the recipe literally says fold in the dandelion petals to evenly disperse.
Oh, next step is to fold in the cheese.
What does that mean? What does fold in the cheese mean?
You fold it in.
I understand that, but how do you fold it? Do you fold it in half like a piece of paper and drop it in the pot, or what do you do?
David, I cannot show you everything.
I just wanted to take a quick break to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Ana Luisa. If you've been watching my channel for a while, Ana Luisa will be a pretty well-known name for you. They've sponsored quite a few of my videos now, and I'm so grateful for their support of my channel. It really helps me out. And you guys also will probably know that I am obsessed with Ana Luisa jewelry, and I exclusively wear Ana Luisa jewelry. I have my little silver hoops on today. I love these hoops. Wait, let me show you. I would describe them as endless. Does that make sense? They don't have any obvious back to them, which I really like because it just makes them look really clean. And I have been wearing Ana Luisa for years now, and I swear the pieces are as shiny as they were when I first got them. And I think that's to do with the high quality, I was going to say ingredients, I've got cakes on the brain. The high quality materials that they use just means that the pieces literally last forever. It is Mother's Day coming up in the US of A at the moment. They are a US based company, so they're doing a sale for Mother's Day, but obviously here in the UK, just make use of that sale anyway. It doesn't need to be for Mother's Day. Get yourself a present. For Christmas this year, I gifted a gorgeous necklace to my stepmom and she loved it. And I went to visit my sister just recently and I gifted her a beautiful pair of like marble Ana Luisa earrings, and she was wearing them and I was like, oh, you're wearing the earrings I got you? And she was like, oh yeah, like I actually wear these most days. They're like my go-to earrings now. And I think that that just speaks volumes to the quality of Ana Luisa. Like they are so beautiful and timeless and elegant, and like you just will not gravitate to any of your other jewelry when you have them. Like I literally have so many pairs of other earrings that they have been rejected now. I feel really bad for them. So I will leave a link down below to where you can shop the Ana Luisa sale. Thank you very much for sponsoring this video, Ana Luisa. Love you guys. Okay, back to baking and painting. Look how pretty this batter looks. I'm gonna tip it all over my camera and I'm gonna make a really big mess. Can you see? No, you can't. Hang on. Okay, but like look how gorgeous with like all the colors and the yellow and then the vanilla pods. Seeds, not pods. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Alright, cake is out of our hands now. We'll check in an hour, see how it's doing. It's very full. I've had a lot of catastrophes with cakes recently. The other day I made a cake and I didn't realize that the shelf in the oven was on a slant. So when I put the cake in, it was also on a slant on the shelf, and it just cooked diagonally, essentially, and came out all messed up. I saved it, but it was all messed up. My concern with this cake is that there was a lot of batter that just went into that fairly medium-sized cake pan. So we might end up with an overflowing cake situation, which we'll deal with when we come to it. Okay, so I need to do quick cleanup and then let's get started on our gorilla painting. Oh my god, I'm so excited. We're not actually painting a gorilla. I'm just using that term because, like, it's hostile. It's a hostile takeover. I'm painting without permission. Okay, I don't even know if I told you guys that we'd picked a colour scheme for the hallway and the rest of the living space, because you may remember when I painted it, that really ugly, like, off green, but like gross green, like it wasn't good. But we painted over it with a colour that we got for free. It's so old that it's in a metal can and it's rusted away like crazy. We got this for free when we built the van, and it is a gorgeous yellow colour, and so we have painted the hall yellow and it looks amazing and I'm obsessed with it. And then I've noticed two of my really good friends have yellow stripes painted in their houses, and they've both done it quite differently, but like they've painted big yellow stripes on their walls, two of them, and I'm like, and now I want a big yellow stripe on the wall. And the wall behind me, I actually feel like it looks really nice on camera, but in person, it's just kind of flat and like doesn't really have a lot going on like texture wise, and so I feel like a big yellow stripe could really do wonders for this wall. Just found the brand new toy that we lost like a day after I bought it. This is like gonna be a massive cupboard, like a pantry style cupboard that we're gonna build in the kitchen. But today, it's gonna be my straight edge. Okay, we're sketched up, we're ready to go. My confidence level on the floor. Although what I keep coming back to is if this looks terrible, and I hate it, and if Lewis hates it as well, it's just paint, and we can just paint over it. It's really not that big of a deal, so I'm just gonna do it. No thoughts, just doing. Brain empty, smooth brain. We're doing brushes, we're not doing a roller. I don't have it in me today to clean a roller, so we're doing brushes. Reminding myself that I can just paint over this if it looks terrible. Well, let's go. Okay, the timer's just gone off. We've like almost finished that. Like, look how close, but we need to get the cake out of the oven. Hopefully it's not burning too much. Now, this is a recipe I've never done before, and it's like a recipe for a bundt cake, which there's so much butter in this recipe, it's insane. The thing is, wait, do you see how wet this is? And like, look, when I like put the spoon in, like, you see that? So I'm pretty sure that all of like the wetness that's like in this cake, also look at that caramelization, it's all just butter. Like, there's so much butter in this cake, it's insane. So I'm just gonna leave it to cool, and then my expectation is that when the butter cools down, then it'll just leave the cake being like really moist. Obviously a concern is that all the butter falls to the bottom, but I don't know, we'll deal with that in a bit. Right, I'm gonna leave that to cool, finish off the wall. Observing this cake from the front looks pretty normal, right? Let me just turn it around so you can observe that side of it. What is that? What is that? And I fear I already have my answer. I fear that that is a solid chunk of butter. It tastes nice. It does taste nice. You okay? How are you hiking? Good job. Gone back and checked the recipe to make sure that I didn't get the quantities wrong, and I also read the reviews to see if anyone had mentioned the fact that there's just like way too much butter and oil in the cake. No one has said anything of such sort. Everyone's just like, oh my god, it's the best. I mean, that is the densest cake I have ever seen in my whole life, so let's taste this. I feel like it's just gonna taste like butter. It's actually really nice. The flavor is really yummy from the dandelion. It's just kind of like soft and floral. I feel like I've either over or under beaten the mixture, but I'm not sure which way. It is tasty, it's just really stodgy. Alright, I'm back off to doing any work. See you again in a couple of months.